Hey guys, so I'm gonna be working on this Ryobi pressure washer today. I got from a pallet of different pressure washers. You know, got these here, nice rigid 6 horsepower Subaru engine in the back there. That was also part of it. You know, I got a couple mowers. I got a snow blower, and I got 2 more Ryobis there I need to fix. I got a air compressor, and then I got a bunch of these Ryobi electric pressure washers. They're pretty decent. You good for car detailing and stuff like that, but really, I mean, they're not as powerful as these, and these are nice. So I'm trying to fix these up, maybe, you know, sell them, you know, do something with them. But they all need a good carb clean. You know, I'm not going to give away a piece of crap. So so coming over here, this camera working. Come over here, we're gonna go to a carb cleaning station. So this is the cheap Harbor Freight one. I mean, it'll work. It's not the best, but it's decent for what needs to happen. So I got this ultrasonic general purpose cleaning powder I use because it's non-acidic, unlike some of the cleaners. Say I love Lay's Totally Awesome. That's if you can, you probably can't see it back here, but anyway, Lay's Totally Awesome, and then that purple power stuff, you know, which I use as a degreaser. But you don't want to use anything like that on like carburetors and stuff, because it seems like a lot of carburetors are you know, a lot of newer ones obviously are all aluminum. Like everyone's going aluminum. So if you're using degreaser, sorry, back to that. So I got this general purpose powder here. Just gonna go like that. And see, degreaser makes what I was trying to say earlier. Degreaser makes the aluminum carburetors. Aluminum doesn't rust, but it does corrode. And if you have it in there for a longer amount of time, you know, put the heat on and all that stuff, it will corrode. And I also like to use, this is cheap, you know, freaking Dollar General crap, but dish soap, just regular dish soap. Just a little, you don't need too much. That was probably a little bit too much, but so it is what it is. All right, so we got that. All right, now we're gonna start taking apart this carburetor here. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Oh, there we go. Boom. Better. There's a 10. Of course, the extension and all my tools are in kind of disarray right now. Oh well, this will work. So I already took the cover off and all that, the air filter cover. And I just had a baby recently, so can't be too long. Just the wife and home carrying with the new baby. New baby going nuts. Baby girl. Alright. It's gonna take for a long time. I should have taken my electric ratchet. That's alright. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take these 2 off, and unfortunately with a lot of the Honda Ryobi ones, if you look behind here, see how the screws all the way into there? It kind of sucks. I wish they had like a bolt on the outside, you know, so the studs are still sticking out, but unfortunately with these, you know, the whole screw goes all the way into the side of the engine there, so it all comes out in one piece. So you just, if you're taking this stuff apart, you just got to make sure you're putting it all back in like it was. So right now we're looking, the plastic piece goes first, which you would think this gasket would go first to, you know, protect from the heat, but I guess putting plastic right up against it, I guess that's how they do it. So the plastic gasket, or the plastic little spacer here, the gasket, and then the carburetor, you know. All right, let's take the rest of this off here. Get you so you can see. I'm so freaking lazy, I don't feel like doing this. And it's hot out, so if this screen fogs up, yeah, I apologize in advance. All right, so when I take these out, I like to hold these like this so everything comes out in one piece, and just yank her out. But see, you have all this stuff behind, so boom, we're just gonna do it like this. Screw it. I know how it all goes back together, so I'm not really too worried about it. There's the washer. So then there's another washer that goes behind here that just fell out. So here we go. So now this is connected. This is a crankcase breather. It just connects right to the back there. I don't like these things, but EPA, I guess, you know, you got to deal with it. So gonna make sure the fuel is closed. So it's in upright position. So that means it's closed. So that's good. So it doesn't leak freaking gas all over the place. So I'm looking here. It looks like it's maybe been into before because there's none of these little clamps here to clamp it to there. So when I'm done, I'll put a new clamp on there just to, you know, further prevent it from, you know, leaking here. I doubt it will, but, you know, never take the chance. Do it right while you're in there. So with these here, this is a throttle. This is a throttle, and then this would be like the idle adjustment and all that stuff. So we can take that gasket off there. There's a little guy here, and then another guy here. So we're gonna take this gas line off first. Maybe a little bit of gas to pour out. I don't have a cup on me. Damn. Here. I'll use this and drop everything on the ground. A little magnetic tray. Boom. Yeah, a little bit's gonna leak out. It's not too much. Then it'll just evaporate. That's pretty good. Ready? Now we're gonna take these off. We can do these first. Let's do these first. I always like to get the little guy first. It's very delicate. Now you just gotta be careful. You use any tools on these little tiny little thin wires. You just gotta be very careful. See that? Put that aside, and then boom. Both came off at the same time. Very good. So for future reference, putting these back, look, in this little guy goes in that. This guy here goes there, and then the choke goes here. And I said that there was the throttle earlier. That was the choke. I'm dumb. All right, so that's disassembled now. So let's bring it over to the carb station. All right. So I'm sweating. God, it's hot. Whew. So we're gonna flip this upside down and get our 10 mil. Unscrew the bottom bowl. Boom. Take this out. I'm gonna let it leak out the gas. If there's anything in the flow, which there normally is. Now this one doesn't look too bad, but you can never tell what it looks like inside. Huh, it's actually very clean. Very surprising. Looks like maybe a little bit of water, something in there. It's starting to pull up here. Maybe some water. All right, so we're gonna just go ahead and throw this sucker in there. That magnet works good in this cheap Pittsburgh. So it's hot. Whew. There we go. All right, I'm gonna take the float off. Boop. And there goes the needle. Looks pretty good. I can feel a little bit of grit in there. Maybe some grit was getting in there. Who knows? All right. Looks like this gasket doesn't look too bad. You gotta want to take that gasket off when you're doing this because where's my screwdriver at? Because it's not good with the cleaner. So if you look inside there's another little thing, and it just takes a flathead screwdriver. Obviously not this one, of course. It's always something else, but it takes a really thin flathead screwdriver, such as this. It's probably a good one right there. Perfect. So you just unthread that. There's the main jet there, and that jet goes all the way up into this little orifice in here. You can kind of see it popping up in there. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, it pops up a little bit there. So when you take this out, you shouldn't see that. So there's like the main jet there. I can see light through it, so that's good. That wasn't clogged up. Now, when you look up in there, there's still a thing in there because that's holding another jet in there in. So, boom. So you can see that. This looks in pretty good condition too. I feel some sand grit, so it's been like a sandy environment or something. If you look in here, there's a bunch of sand granules, and I don't think that's from the outside either, because the outside looks, it's dirty, but it's not that bad. So now don't do what I'm doing. Do as I say, not as I do. I'm gonna leave the gasket in. It is what it is. Some of this stuff is pretty strong. Worst comes worst, I get a replacement gasket later. You know, it'll probably end up falling out in the cleaning bath anyway. So let's go ahead and throw the carb in. Make sure nothing else is hit. Make sure all the stuff is spaced out. And I just used distilled water in here because it's got less stuff in it than that's gonna not mess the stuff up. So there is a gasket on the bottom of this. This should come off, but of course it doesn't want to. It's probably been on there for years, so I'm just gonna leave that on there too. Boop. All right, I'm gonna set it and forget it. Yeah, now it helps to plug it in. It's usually a good thing. All right, now it looks like I might need some more water in here. Not quite to the max fill yet. I'm just gonna go with it. I'll flip her. All right, so let's do 480. Unfortunately, on these 480 is the only time you can go. The length of time you can go, 480 seconds. So temperature control, I'm gonna turn on. It's gonna heat up. That light's gonna turn off when it's done. You know, so I'm okay with leaving this alone for a little bit. But every now and then I turn, just knock crap off my back wall. Every now and then I come back, turn on. So I'll do like 3 sessions of 480 seconds. So, boom. You see there? And it's probably messing with the camera really bad because it's really high pitched. A lot of stuff coming off the float bowl. And a little bit is coming off the bottom there. So let that soak. All right, I'll meet up with it in a little bit. All right, while that's in the ultrasonic cleaner, let's look over this real quick. Just make sure there's nothing that we're seeing that might be a fault. So it's still got the original little filter inside this little plastic thing here. Let me get a shot. Here it is. So a little plastic filter in here. You can just take this right out. Looks to be pretty good. Get back in. Alright, boom. And it's got it looks like the washer's still pretty good on here. Got the little cap on that. Water inlet, putting the hose on there looks pretty good. Side of the engine looks pretty good. Doesn't look like there's any oil leakage. Needs to be cleaned a little bit. Let's see the pull start. Yep, definitely got compression. Gasoline. Let's see what we got for gas. Oh, that's got the good stuff in. I forgot. I put the true fuel in there. The no ethanol stuff. Just as when I'm fixing an engine up, I always put that in there just to negate fuel being an issue. Let's go ahead and take the spark plug out because just want to make sure that it's burning cleanly and all that. Of course, I'm not going to get the size correct, and this isn't a correct spark plug. Of course, it's a bigger one, and I don't know where the bigger ones are. I'm retarded. I need to get myself a spark plug kit. There we go. That was kind of loose. Kind of scary how loose that was. I barely broke it free. I didn't even barely do anything. Don't look too bad. Looks actually pretty good. I like how Honda uses the NGKs. They're just higher quality than a Champion or something like that. Nothing against that, but I just like the way a lot of the Japanese stuff is made. Seems like the contacts are better, you know, more beefier. Let's take some starter fluid. If I can find some here. Got so much crap. Let's see. Got some starter fluid. Of course, oh, here we go. Alright, we got some starter fluid. Take this. Now, sprayed off the threads too to make sure no gunk's up in there. Just clean it off. Usually I'd take a some sandpaper. Unfortunately, I don't have any sandpaper handy right now. You know, and these Hondas run pretty much. These Hondas can run on pretty much a lot of stuff. So, spark is definitely not going to be the issue on this one. I've tested to make sure everything's good there. Put her back in. Now, I don't know the torque specs on this, but a little tiny bit. A couple ooga doogas. There you go. Good to go. Make sure it snaps contact. Boom. Alright. That looks good. Now, if there's some more problems after I put the carburetor back in, if there's more problems, I'll take the valve cover off, check the clearances, how to feeler gauge and all that, and get the clearance specs and all that, and see if, you know, how that's running. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be good. These Hondas are, you know, these Hondas are very good engines. I have two here personal use. I'm probably going to sell this one, but this here Craftsman one I got like back when I first, you know, I was probably in high school and I wanted to pressure wash houses and stuff, and this thing every time, even after sitting through winter, ethanol, fuels, all that going through it, every time starts back up right after a winter, no problems. So I'm very impressed at how good that stuff is, even though it's a Craftsman brand. You know, the wand and stuff like that, it's kind of crappy, but it's not bad. The engine really makes the difference on those. So, looks like the carb's still cleaning. Got a little bit longer. I'm going to put in for a couple more cycles. Just make sure it gets everything. And the temp light hasn't went off yet, so we're going to go ahead and clean up our area here, and then we're going to let it do a couple more cycles and go back to it. One more thing too, I want to check the oil. Let's go ahead and check the oil on her. Let's make sure everything's good here. Hot spot to put you all down. It's probably not going to work, but yeah, let's do this. Boom. I left this tripod. It's so cool. Now these also have a shut-off switch if the oil is low, so if it's not running, you could check that too. But if this one's running, so I know it has enough oil in it. Probably needs an oil change too. I'll do that as well. I have a little transfer pump out there. I believe this one has a drain light. Usually the drains are up underneath, but it's easier to just pump it out the side for me. I don't like tipping it over because it mixes oil in the carburetor, air cleaner assembly and all that. Alright, so oil's looking pretty good. It's a little bit high. Like I said, I'm going to drain it out and put the correct amount back, whatever the service manual says. So a lot of these engines now are doing things where it's like you never have to change the oil. They say just keep adding to it. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. So we're just going to do it correctly, and I don't believe that this has tells you what kind to use, you know, SA30 or 10W30 or anything like that. But I got a bunch of 10W30, and I got some SA30 as well, so do that. All right, so we're almost done here. I did 2 cycles. So let's turn off temperature control, turn that off, turn the fan off so it's not messing up y'all's audio. Let's see what we got. Ooh, all right. Let's see. Take the float out, clean the float off. It's pretty good. Bowl. Looks brand new, of course. That's a really good job. I love these things. Watch Sonic cleaners. Squeaky clean. Look at that, like brand new. Alright, now for the main piece. Look at that. Make sure I get all of it out. Look at that. I like how easy these carburetors are to clean and to do everything, repair. It's simple. Nice and clean. Alright, and usually you would rinse this off with like some warm water, you know, just to get the soap suds out and stuff like that. I'm not quite worried about it. I gotta, oh, there goes the float. Well, anyways, what I was saying was I got this, got the air blaster here, so let's do that instead. Oh, noise alert, I forgot to tell y'all. How good these work. I mean, look at that. It's like a brand new freaking carburetor. Right, we need to get the other stuff out here too. There we go. There we go. On the bottom. I'm only missing one more thing, which I gotta. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, wow. Where you at? The needle. Where the hell is the? Here it is. I could have just got a magnet, but I'll reach my hand in some hot ass water. Alright. So here's the interior components of the carburetor that we took out. So not too much. And it's always good to blast these out with water because there could be little tiny grains of sand or dust, or not dust, but mud. Who the hell knows? Boom. Now, I don't know if you can see. I'd have to have a light behind it for you to see through it, but that's looks great to me. This thing is the most important part to clean. Okay. Ooh, goodbye. Alright, luckily that didn't blow across the room, so that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and assemble this all back together. So I can see okay. Put the needle back in. This little thing goes just like this. Boop, and it just hangs there. Boop. I'm gonna gently put it back over. The seat looks good. Right, now we're gonna put the little pig right through. Of course it's gonna be fighting me. Like always. There we go. Boom, right through. Nice. Right, now this, it's gonna go back in like this. So this little end sticks out the top. and inside of here, like we were talking about before. Just gonna go boop. All right, see it? And you gotta shake it a little bit and it goes all the way down. All right, now we're gonna put our little main jet back on. Get our screwdriver that we used before, which I don't know where it's at. There it is. Okay. And just be gentle. Make sure you don't cross thread because it's aluminum. Just go until it's tight. You gotta go ham on it. All right, that's good. All right, we're gonna put our float on. I mean, our freaking bowl on. Okay, and finally this here. Right, now we got a carburetor fully assembled. Looks brand new, ready to go back on. Let's find a spot for you here. I don't know if I can find a spot. There we go. No, I can't see the screen to see what I'm recording. Sorry about that, guys. We got cut off. I had to change batteries. Gotta keep an eye on the GoPro batteries. This would be easier if I put you here. Yep. Alright, let's put these back on. Alright, so let's put this little guy on that little hole there. Boop. Then this guy, oops, wrong one, dumbass. Put that through there, and then the one's gonna go right through here. Oops. Crap. Come on. Alright, so let me do the... I'm glad I checked that. I'm a dumbass. It goes in this one. I had it right the first time. So boom. So this is the choke, and then that's the idle adjustment right there. Okay, so put our plastic one back first. Now the little, obviously the square is going to go to the square, so let's square to square, boom, just like that. And then after that, it's going to have this gasket, so it's going to go just like this, boom, just like that. And then this guy right here, it's gonna go on up here. And then you can kind of line it up just like this. Boom. All right, so clean this up a little bit. Blow this off. New dust being introduced into the system after I just nice and cleaned it. Okay, so what I'd normally do is I make a little sandwich out of the carburetor because this is kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. So we know this is going to be the first one, so we're going to put this here. I'm going to put these little things through, little bolts through, just like this. And then we're going to put this through, the first gasket. Boom, and you can kind of see it's going to that little air channel in there underneath. And then we're gonna do carburetor, obviously, but we gotta let's put the fuel line on first. So that while that's sandwiched together, let's put the fuel line on. Boom. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take a little zip tie and just put a zip tie on it. Better than nothing. I have some special clamps, but I don't know where exactly they're at because I keep moving stuff and stuff keeps going amiss. So just better than, you know, it just being on here with friction fitted. nice little Klein scissors. Oh, you know what? Let's do this properly. Take our little snips here. That way it gets close to there, no one cuts themselves. God forbid on the next one working on it, strike the hell out of my hand. Alright, so we got that on. Now we're gonna put this on now. Put it right through the carburetor. Get this freaking hose. This thing is always in the way. I don't know why they do that. The freaking throttle cable right through the damn, right in the way. And apparently I'm a dumbass. I just put this on upside down. It's hot. Just, you know, look at me like that. Boom. And now it's all the way towards the back. Okay, so next we're gonna put on our little felt thing, gasket. Make sure this is correct. Boom, just like this. The little tab facing towards the back of the engine. Okay, put her in there. Boom. All right. Now put this guy on. Like this. So you're basically making like a little sandwich. Okay. And then you can't forget about the crankcase vent tube, which plugs right in the back of this. Boom. Alright, now we're just going to hand thread it on real quick. Just to, so I'm going to sit here and hold this. I don't know if you can see my sweat dripping down me, but it's bad. Boom. Now we're just gonna do a crisscross pattern here, just to so it goes on evenly. Because if you were to do one at a time, you know, the gasket may get pinched more so to one side than the other. Who knows? Just to prevent issues. It's looking good. Now another thing we want to check when we put this back on too. Make sure this little cable here isn't interfering with any of the throttle adjustments. So you should be able to go like this, boom, very easily, just like that. This should work. Now see how hard that is to do? See, that's because of this, the breather cable. The breather cable's right in the way. So just gonna move that a little bit. Let's keep on going. Still got a little ways to go, so much better. Okay. I hate that breather cable. Okay. So, and then this little cable goes through this little divot up there. Make sure the throttle's good. Perfect. Now run. Don't run. Dumbass. It's hard to do this. Choke. The choke's working. Boom. Boom. Okay. Alright, so got that. Now we're just gonna put the filter back on. Now, I'm not gonna put any filter in there because this filter looks very decent. If you look through it, you can still see light through it, so that's good. Alright, so we'll put this back on here. Boom. Now let's clean this out with some air just to... Alright. Now, obviously, writing goes up. Done. Okay. Next step would be going and trying to start it up.